Whenever I say that General Muhoozi Kainerugaba is a stepson to Janet Museveni, people resist. Say, no, 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 no. But anyway, I understand. You see, those people have the fingerprints of national resistance movement. And for you to be a member of national resistance movement, you have to resist anything that does not go down with all your plan. We have been there. And until the other day, that problem was there in Kenya. So Kenyans understand. We know it is just like elders talking to the youth. You know, an elder will talk to the youth having two hearts. An elder used to be a youth, and an elder is an elder. So the youth has only one heart, that he's a youth. He knows what goes on when one is a youth, but he doesn't know what one goes through when he or she is an elder. So from where I'm seated, I am seated in Wanye Close. Museveni knows Wanye Close very much. Museveni knows Jamhuri Estate. During when Museveni was at Jamhuri Close and no, Jamhuri Estate, there used to be Bombaks. Nowadays it's called Junction Mall. Used to be Bombaks. And Wanye Close, we still know this place. You either call it kwa Museveni or kwa Mutudho. So that is where I am. From where I am, I understand the actions of national resistance movement members, because we used to be there. And some Kenyans were there even up to early last year, during the JI-TENGE movement. There were times when being imagined to be against Moi would even cost you your life. And even up to the other day before the JI-TENGE, we were being told that there are only two rules. Rule number one, Baba is always right. Rule number two, in case of any doubts, refer to rule number one. So, national resistance movement, we know your slave mentality. We were there. And we know the freedom to speak, which we are there. And one day Museveni will die, and we shall overcome. That is, we know how you are feeling, but you don't know how we are feeling. We have been to where you are, but you have never been to where we are. And the worst thing about Uganda is this. You see, the people who Museveni surrounds himself with are very learned, are intellectuals, but they worship him. I saw a certain meeting where somebody was addressing Museveni and was saying, our great leader, I even don't feel like I should mention your name. He's taking Museveni to be a date. You can see where you are. And where Kenya is today is that we have given our president a gagging order. Because any day he speaks, he gets a new nickname. The other day last week he got El Chapo. Now since he got the name El Chapo, he has kept quiet. If he has not discovered, then one day he will discover that the more he talks, the more nicknames he gets. But even I here, Dagoretti South, at Wanye Close, I'm being threatened that talking against Museveni is a risk to my life. So you can see where we are and where you are, but one day you will shall overcome. When I say that Muhuzi Kainerugaba is not Janet's biological son, those who resist say that, are you not aware that he was born in Dar es Salaam a few months after Janet and Museveni got married? You see, that is where you don't get it. If I found that two Ugandan languages, maybe even more, I found that two Ugandan languages, the Baganda language, or what we call it Luganda, the Luganda language and the Kinyankole language, when they speak, Aluhya hears 66% of what is being spoken. And a Kikuyu will get 22%. So I find that talking to Kenyans, it is easier for me. I'm both. Both my parents are of the two tribes. So if I talk to a Kikuyu and I talk to a Luya, I know the mentality of the Luya and I know the mentality of the Kikuyu. Kinyankole, if you have to reason Luya like, you'll understand. If you tell a Luya that Janet Museveni and Joel Museveni got married, and then Kainerugaba was born a few months after that. To Aluya, Aluya will understand without even explaining. But a Kikuyu will find it a bit hard. Because if you have studied the Luhya tradition, the Kenyan Luhya tradition, we have got even Luhyas in Uganda. Even one of them contested the presidency. The Luhya tradition has it that the child is given to the father. The child is given to the father. Now, using the Luhya reasoning, is that Museveni had more than one girlfriend in Dar es Salaam. So when he impregnated one, the other one, Janet, moved in and started staying with Museveni, with Joel. Now, according to Luhya tradition, if you have two girlfriends and one or both, but in this case one becomes pregnant, and you marry the one who is not pregnant. Because here I'm trying to say that Janet Museveni, after seeing Museveni impregnating another girl, she moved in. So the other girl could not. Even those people who are polygamous, I don't know of any whom, apart from Jirongo, Cyrus Jirongo married 6 ladies in 1 year. It is really hard for a polygamous man to marry 2 women in the same year. Actually, in some tradition, Luhya, is that you are not supposed to marry 2 women in one harvest cycle. So Janet, seeing that Museveni had impregnated another woman, a Teso woman, I'm told, she moved in with Joel. After moving in with Joel, according to the Luhya tradition, which is with the men, but Kikuyus won't understand this. Luhya tradition is it that once the lady gives birth, she comes and places the kid outside the door. Then the woman, whether you have married this lady today or whether you even have grandchildren like me, if you have grandchildren like me and you impregnate a girl and whatever, and she sees no possibility of marriage, what she does is she just comes and places the kid outside our door, and Shosho, the Watengeres, will take that kid and bring that kid up as though it was her kid. That is how lawyers handle such issues. So if you have to reason lawyer, like, you'll have to reason that this other girl, after seeing Janet has married, and you see, Janet married Museveni. You know, she's a very possessive woman. So she went and stayed there. And then this other lady came and left the kid there. So Janet Museveni brought up the kid as though the kid is her own. That is how it is explained. I know a lot of, we have some people, I understand that. Having worked with the intelligence, having whatever, being an elder, I know these things. There are some people who are not even been sent. You see, if you have people who, if you are worshipped the way uh, Raila is worshipped, if you are worshipped the way Museveni is worshipped, you don't even look for an excuse. There are so many people who will just come up with excuse. Some even professors will come up with thesis to prove this and that right. Some of the thesis that you will hear it for the first time, even before the subject who is it is meant for will hear about it. That is how I can explain what happened in Dar es Salaam. We also know in Kenya that Moi had a daughter. I think she's June. Moi had a daughter whom, even up to today, she's referred to as his adopted daughter. You see, for in senior positions, people in senior positions, uh, they have people who are paid, some are not even paid, some whatever. So anybody can come up with a thesis. There was a problem that Moi, being religious, he became a very religious person from his young days, as early as even anybody can remember. Now here he was married to Helen Bomet, not Boynet, Helen Bomet. Now Helen Bomet, the name Helen, you change it to Helena, and that is why she was called Lena Moi. Helena, Lena comes from Helena, Lena Moi. Now he was a very religious person, married with a family and whatever. Then he got a kid from outside. He could not leave his kid, a girl, and the Lena would not accept the girl as her own, or whatever. So somebody came up, these people with very good thesis. Somebody came up with a very good thesis that uh, why don't we just say that the child is an adopted daughter, or uh, an adopted daughter of Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. That is how things come. Mtoto wa kando is called adopted child, and life goes on. Let us also be very honest that women are very close to their eldest sons. They're very close to their eldest sons. Actually, we even have among Luhya, when a woman gives birth to a boy, even if the boy is the seventh or 10th born, she feels that she's now secure, because if in case of anything or whatever, she'll stay around as Mama so and so. I'm also the eldest son of my mother, so I know what I'm talking about. But that chemistry between Janet and Kainerubaga is not that way. It is not that strong one. Uh, if he were her biological son, it would have even been closer. But to them, I've been brought up by a stepmother, and I would say that when I look at their body language whenever they're in a public space, it is I get the feeling that it is more of a stepmother, uh, son. I don't usually see mm, him being that chemically close to her. Uh, that one I've seen for all the issues, and I also see the way I'll call him Walfaga. I'll call him Walfaga, not Kainerufaga. Uh, if a Kikuyu were to hear the name Warfaga, it is not a compliment. Whenever Warfaga is, he has a reverence. He has reverence to Museveni as a father. You know, when the body language, when they are close to each other, you see that there's that reverence of a father. There is also that reverence of a CDF. The way we have CDFs, we had so many CDFs in Kenya, starting from Ndolo up to the one we have now. So there is that reverence that is there between a CDF and the commander in chief. I usually see that. But whenever I see him with the in the same photographic in the same for recordings with Janet, it is usually that one of a stepmother and a first lady. The way he behaves. If you look at the Kenyan CDF uh, with Mama Rachel, the way the CDF holds Mama Rachel in high esteem is the way Warfaga holds Janet in that esteem as a first lady and also as a stepmother. I do not usually see that. And you see, he's even supposed to be her only son, But you find that if she's given, I've already recorded about internal family pull and pushing. You'll find that if she's given power to choose the next president after her husband, she would prefer her son-in-law, Odrek Rwabuogo. She prefers Edric Rwabogo to be the next president after her husband. Now, if truly Warfaga was her biological son, who can explain that? Who can explain that uh, her commitment to her son-in-law to be the next president and not her own son? It would make sense if she would prefer her own son-in-law. It would make some sense. It would make some sense if she preferred her own uh, son-in-law to her step son. So she would prefer her son, and that is what is happening now. For Museveni to balance the family setup, he has made the three heir apparents both do their own job, they do whatever they do, but at the same time, they're the president's senior special advisors. There is that position that has been created for them only. For his brother, uh, Caleb, I can't remember the second name, but the name that is more known is General Saleh Salim. He's a senior presidential advisor and his younger brother. He has also made his son Warfaga. Warfaga is a CDF and at the same time senior presidential advisor. And at the same time, he has also, from the year 2021, he has appointed his son-in-law called Odrek Rwabuogo. Who can bogo him? I am unbogable. Now the Warfaga, the unbogable, and Saleh Salim, they are three senior presidential advisors who are just standby there to do that. The purpose of this recording was to further my debate when I say that when people say that Warfaga is the biological child to Janet. Uh, I believe that I've convinced you with the recordings that I've recorded today that all evidences show that Warfaga is not the biological child of Janet Museveni. Because how else can you explain that she has chosen? How else can you explain that she prefers her daughter's husband or her son-in-law to be the next president if she, and you know, some first ladies like Imelda Marcos of Philippines, she was very powerful. So first ladies, don't underrate them. But if she had her own way and say, she would choose Anbogabo over Warfaga. Thank you for watching my video.